Set number 2 is going to be on Metalopolis, as it is jookTojung that has a one-set victory, or sorry, one-set advantage. That was Gilja's base we saw, and here is jookTojung over at 8 o'clock, getting the official word from the animated voice. And here is the red Terran of Gilja. Based on what happened in the last set, we had a peek as to the strategy. It seemed very obvious what jookTojung was trying to do. Gilja, I think he knew it, did not, respond properly. What is a different strategy that he might try to take on this particular set to get back into this?
Well, it's going to be really hard for him because they've spawned cross positions. This is almost the longest rush distance you have in the game. There's very few ways that Terran can put any real pressure on Zerg early, which plays greatly into the Zerg hands. Yeah, he doesn't have too many good options for early aggression, so he might just look for another fast expansion and hope to play out a macro defensive game.
Supply first, barracks at the choke point.
This is a strange choice here, going Speedling. I guess he might be worried about getting vertical positions where the rush distance isn't as long, but in this situation, this is kind of unnecessarily defensive, and it really sacrifices a lot of economy, because that's a very early gas. Extractor
first for jookTojung before the spawning pool or an expansion. So last set on Lost Temple, jookTojung went to hatchery first, and then spawning pool gas, and now he's gone completely backwards on that build order. Is this something that he's worried about, or is this something where he wants to use a surprise attack and kind of do, because I know what you think I'm going to do, and therefore I'm going to do something different?
I think this is actually a sign of confidence from him. He feels this is his map to lose, and he feels that after that first game that he is the better player. He doesn't want to lose to anything silly early. This is more of a defensive opening than anything aggressive. He's just going to get the speed upgrade for his Zerglings. There's a tiny chance he could go Roaches and try and be aggressive by... No, he's getting the Speedling upgrade. So he's just going to get that and then expand and then head towards Lair like normal.
SCV checking out the base here of jookTojung and loses it early on. He was able to get a peek as to what's going on, but he does lose one unit, the price that he paid for that information. Factory early here. Based on that information, I'm going to think.
He already started it, but it is a good reaction to what he saw, because his SCV saw that jookTojung only has one drone on gas. This means that he's not going to be going Roaches. He is going to expand and then go Lair later. Mine less gas, mine more minerals. And the Reactor Hellions will allow him to be aggressive versus this, because he can't have a Spine Crawler out in time, because he won't have creep at his natural. So he can just keep kiting the Zerglings and keep forcing jookTojung to make Zerglings instead of drones, prevent him from getting his economy up. So this is a reasonably good situation for Gilja.
You've talked about Hellion harassment on various maps, and how it can be more effective on some maps than others. Let's talk about this Metalopolis map and the natural expansion. What would you say is the advantage or disadvantage of Hellion harassment on this map?
It's more exposed in Lost Temple, but not as exposed as Xel'Naga. You usually need 2 Spine Crawlers to completely cover it. There is a decent amount of vulnerability for the drones. So it's good, it's not great, but yeah, it's a decent option.
And another peek at what is going on here, just double checking that there wasn't some sort of a fake on, and here are the Hellions, as they're not going to come out just too early this time. Of course, we remember that mistake that Gilja made in the previous set. Lost the game probably because he sent out his Marauders prematurely, as they were taken out quite easily by a pack of speed Zerglings.
Yeah, but in this case, it's kind of a strange decision, because in waiting for 4 Hellions, he allows him to get that Spine Crawler up. So now they won't be very effective at this point.
Well, here they come regardless. Let's see how effective they are going to be. I believe that is an SCV ahead on the map to scout out, to take a peek before the Hellions actually get there. And here they are, as the SCV was taken out. And it's all going to come down to micro now. There is the Spine Crawler there to help defend.
That was a good reaction by jookTojung. He got all of his drones out there in time. He didn't lose any of them. So,
excellent micro. This is going to be a micro battle here.
Yeah.
And
this is really nice. He's positioning his Zerglings such that if the Hellions try and come up, they'll be trapped on both sides, and they won't be able to get through.
Great strategy here from jookTojung, as he's working on his Spire now, upgrading.
Yeah. And Gilja is upgrading siege mode for his tanks, and he already has his expansion up. So it seems he might be, yes, a reactor on the barracks. That means he'll be playing Tank Marine. This, in close positions, this is a very dangerous build because it gives you a powerful timing rush. But as is, jookTojung has a lot more time to prepare for it, so it's not nearly as good as normal.
Well, here comes the push out from Terran. Gilja with a couple of tanks, 4 Hellions, and a decent amount of Marines. SCVs out there to help out as well. We'll see how effective this is.
Yeah, the Spire is nearly completed. Basically, he has to have Marines out before he dies. Marines will clean this up easily, but without Marines, without the mutas, he can't touch it.
Starting up on a bunker.
This is actually really well timed. His bunkers will be up before the mutas are out. This is very dangerous for jookTojung right now.
jookTojung on Metalopolis, which he calls his most confident map, playing against Terran, his most confident race, but right now he might be in some trouble here as his natural expansion under fire from a pair of siege tanks. Bunker being built just outside his base. He does have Mutalisks out, but just 3 of them, 4 of them, 5, 6 as we go. Will he be able to put these into effect? Being chased down by Hellions as well now, and he's going to simply go and attack, realizing that this might be his only option here.
Yeah, he has to give up the natural. There's no way he can defend it at this point. A counterattack is his only real hope. But Gilja had Reactor Marines, so I really doubt it'll be effective.
And the attack is on from jookTojung. He's got to get as much out of here as possible, as he's going to lose his natural expansion, so he needs to even the playing field here by taking out as many SCVs as possible. Marines there to help out.
Gilja's turrets were a little bit late, so allowed more damage than should have been done, but he's stabilized now. Gilja's in a commanding position. I don't really see him losing this.
Both players attacking, and no need to look back at what's happening at jookTojung's base because you can see exactly what has been left in the aftermath. The question is, what can jookTojung accomplish here? And it looks like not much.
Yeah, with the 2 bunkers up there and the Hellion support, I'm not sure how he's going to break it. Oh, he's not going to try to. He's just going to do one all-in, try and run around with a Nidus. Kind of a last-ditch effort.
So the Spine Crawlers have turtled into the main, losing a queen there as well now. And jookTojung now with no choice but to turtle up, wait till he can mass up as many units as possible, and then go in for an all-in rush. But obviously, Gilja's not dumb. He's going to know that's coming.
Yeah, he already has the bunker up. He has turrets all over. He has plenty of unit production. And Mutaling, it's good in small numbers, but if you have enough Marines up, it can't do anything at all. I don't see how he can win this at this point.
Well, certainly a different strategy that he took. And here is the Nidus Worm, as we'll see if there's something else he can do here.
He's actually not going to try an all-in. He's just going to expand off of it. This is a strange decision, but if Gilja doesn't realize it and lets him have his second base for long enough, it could work.
A little bit of a sly play here by jookTojung. Wants to continue harassing, perhaps showing desperation, but in actuality, trying something else.
Yeah, at this point, the harassment is just to try and keep Terran from looking for anything.
And now pushing out, trying to break down that natural expansion siege.
That was really nicely done. The transfusion kept all 4 Spine Crawlers alive. He's actually going to break this.
And it looks like he will indeed be able to regain his natural expansion. No, he will not. He's going to give it up, and that is a victory here for Gilja. We are even at 1-1. desperation strategy there from jookTojung does not work. Looked like he had an idea of something else he wanted to try. Went back to it, realized, okay, maybe I will give it an all-in shot. Went for it, didn't work. Perhaps might be a good thing because you don't want to be being on the losing end of a 30-40 minute game and then having to go into the third and deciding match after you're tired and having been on the losing end of a game for the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, for some players that can really destroy your mentality. Others, there's a famous game where Boxer just dragged the game out to mess with his opponent's mind, keep him nervous. But with most players, they don't have that kind of mental stability. It'll just be kind of depressing for them and throw them off their game for the remainder of the series. So I think that was a good decision by him. He had no chance at that point. It was best to just move on to the third set.
Well, that is exactly what we are going to do. We're going to move on to a third and deciding set. So this best of three is now down to a best of one. Going into this, we actually felt that Lost Temple was going to favor Terran. In fact, it went to Zerg, and Metalopolis we felt was going to be advantageous to Zerg. Instead, that goes to Terran. So what's going to happen on the third and deciding map is going to be Zelnaga Caverns. Let's go there now.